Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today I am going to be working on my massive cross stitch conversion project. And if you are new, welcome. Glad that you have found me. If you are not new, welcome back. And if you're not new, then you'll understand probably what I'm working on. There's a little bit of glare on my tablet, so I'm having to move around just a little bit. But I'm working on my massive cross stitch conversion, which is where you use a cross stitch conversion pattern. And then from there, you will use drills or diamonds instead of using the cross stitch thread, but you're still using the same DMC numbers for the most part. And I've gotten quite a bit done, so I'm really excited about that. I have gotten a large section here that's open that I started working on yesterday and was hoping to get that finished and just didn't. So I thought, well, I'll just continue working on this one today, and hopefully I will be able to work on it some more on the weekend. But, you know, we'll see. This will be my last cross-stitch conversion project that I will have on Saturdays until January, which sounds really weird to me. But I am going to be having a video a day starting on December the 1st. And so because of that, I just don't think that I'm going to have enough time to be able to do this one and also stay caught up on my Advent. So I will not have this one, but I will have a video for you, and that's going to be on my Advent calendar that I have started working on. So I'm looking forward to working on that one. I am going to continue working on this one, but I'm not going to show it. I'm going to try to do at least 600 drills a day during the week. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I want to keep up the momentum on this one. And I want to get as much as I can done so I can have this finished by sometime next year, because I have another one I want to work on, and while I'm enjoying this one, I'm just ready to see what it's going to look like. And I want to go ahead and get this done, so I don't want it to go into years on this. It will be a year, I believe, in June or July of next year, of 2024. So I'm hoping that I'll be done within that year time frame. And if not, you know, it's okay. But it would be really nice if I could have it finished. And I'm already at 28.7%, which is really good, I think, considering that I haven't spent as much time on this as I would have liked to. Part of the reason why I've gotten so much more done in November is because I am participating in the cross stitch conversion event that's hosted by Sam, who is Kitting Up Kitten. And I wanted to work along. I wasn't doing it, you know, for prizes or anything like that, but I wanted to just work along with others and thinking, you know, if they're working on this, seeing what their progress is, then I can do this too. And so that's kind of what the mentality was for me for the entire month of November. I'll be kind of sad whenever this is over, but it'll also be nice too, because then I can focus on something else. But I am going to continue doing just as much as I can. And I said 600 a day. I don't know if I will be able to make that, because having to upload videos every day, and I don't have to, I want to, but to upload videos every day, that is a lot of work. So I will definitely need to have that time to work on my videos rather than spending time on this one. But if I have any extra time, that's what I plan on doing. So how is everybody doing today? Normally I will post this on, this goes over one. I will normally post this video. I'll do it and then I'll have it ready to go early on Saturday. So I usually do this on Friday afternoons, but just got busy with everything going on after our Thanksgiving break, and I just did not do it on Friday. So now I am doing this early on Saturday morning, and hopefully I won't have any problems with it, and I will be able to get this uploaded by lunch or so on Saturday. And this one has been a lot of fun. I have learned a lot just by listening to others, getting some ideas off of them, especially the ones that are doing a lot, getting ideas on how they're working faster. And it's not about speed or anything like that, but it's nice when you're working on a really large project and you're seeing progress. If you're not seeing progress, for me, that kind of slows me down. It just, my momentum kind of just deflates. But now I'm seeing progress. I want to work on this one, but I also want to work on Sugar Plum Fairy, and that's for Sparkle Addiction events that Angie and I are hosting. And you still have time for that event. If you would like to participate, the information to join the Facebook group is below underneath the description. And we would love to have you if you would like to join us. I am getting super low on some of these drills. I did go through, I had a stack of drills from Evermoment that I needed to see what I actually have and what I need to order. And I have posted one video on Monday on that one, and I still have a lot in that container that I need to go through. And I'm planning on doing that over the weekend. And then I'm gonna have to look and see what I have in my stash. I may go ahead and just order from Evermoment or from Jaded Gem Shop, but I don't know how long it's going to take to get in. I thought I had plenty. I obviously miscalculated on a few colors, and they are starting to get a little low, which is making me a little nervous. I don't want to have gaps in here and just keep working on this, because I may be a pain trying to figure out where I am. And I don't want to have to do that either. But if I run out of drills, I'll just have to wait. So that's why I'm trying to get that done this weekend. And then with those videos, you won't see those probably either until January. That sounds even stranger to me. But I'm trying to figure out where this goes here. But that's just unfortunately how it's going to be, because working on my Advent, I really don't want to have too many videos up per day. I like to have, just one maximum, but on a couple of days there will be two. I know on Wednesdays I will have two until the end of December, which is the end of Advent, but I'll have to have my Wednesdays ones because of Sparkle Addiction and the prizes, and just I have one video devoted to that event, which of course everyone can listen. You're more than welcome to listen, but it does center around the Sparkle Addiction. let's see, I'm trying to go through some colors. My heat just came on. I am in the basement. My craft room is in our basement area, and when the heat comes on, it can be a little loud. I try to turn it off or turn it down to where the heat wouldn't come on while I am recording, but then I am freezing. So, and I've also tried to mute it out of the background. I can get it somewhat, but not the greatest. So hopefully that will not be annoying. It probably won't stay on very long. Does not go there. And this one, that one does. That one does. I usually don't work on this many at one time, so it's kind of interesting that I've done this. But so far it's been okay. Normally I only do maximum of six sections, but I thought, you know what, why not? This one goes here. And my light's starting to flicker. I hope my light's not about to go out. That won't be good. I don't have another bulb for this particular light that I like to use. Normally I will use my light pad. I really don't need one for this project. And then honestly, the light pad is kind of distracting with this one, so I don't like to use my light pad, but I like to have at least a light so I can kind of see what's going on. These colors are really pretty. I did finish another 3 rows this past week, so I'm at the top again, and decided on this one that I'll just go ahead and work. I'm doing 3 rows whenever I do my sections, and so I kind of like doing it that way. I wasn't sure if I would want to go all the way across, but I think it's working out better this way, and it's easier for me to see the canvas. Once I get to a certain point where it's not on my table very well anymore, I'm going to go ahead and roll this up and just do the section that I am working on or that I have left. And I can do that because this one is poured glue. It is not double-sided, which I'm thankful for that. I am going to be working on 2 advents for this year, which is kind of crazy, but I really want to work on the advent that is the cross stitch, the counted cross stitch conversion. So I'm going to be doing that one, and on that one, what I'm going to have to do, because Diamond Art Studio UK has asked that you do not post on social media the day that that day is supposed to come out, because in case someone else hasn't finished theirs and they happen to run across one that's completed. So that one I will have a couple of days out. So the first 2 days you will not see until day 3 or day 4. So I'm not going to be doing that one on my channel with you guys, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it's a mystery, so you can kind of look at some of them. I looked at 1 and 2 because I needed to get them up on or try to see if I can get it to work on Pattern Keeper. And so what I did with that is I went ahead and I looked at the first 2 days, and on day 1 I can kind of tell what it is. Day 2 I can't yet, which is a lot of fun. They're not showing any pictures. We just know that, you know, it has to do with Christmas, and I'm kitted up, ready to go on that one, but I'm having a hard time getting it to load properly into my Pattern Keeper, which Pattern Keeper is an app that will help keep your place, which I would really like to do instead of just doing it on the paper. And I could, but I really would prefer not to. But because it doesn't have the correct grid lines, Pattern Keeper is having a hard time with it. So I need to go on YouTube, see if I can find instructions on how to do it. And hopefully I'll be able to. If not, it's a small enough section, but it's gonna take me twice as long because if I have to use a chart, physical chart, that may take me a while. 779. I have several comments from the week that I'm going to read to you guys and go over. I just wanted to get a good start to this before I did that. And then what I'll do is on my daily videos in December, I will go ahead and I will read those if I have any. And that way we're still getting those, which I think is fun. And I'll also have something to talk about because I don't know, after a few days, it's like, okay, now what am I going to talk about? But I might do some tag questions too, and then have you guys answer them if you would like, and then we can talk about the tags. And that will be a lot of fun. I want to do something different than what I did last year, so that makes it a little difficult. Let's see. I am going to miss doing this one on Saturdays with you guys, though. I've gotten used to doing it, and I am really enjoying it. Something that I definitely look forward to every week, but I'll look forward to every day now. Okay, let me get this one color, and I hope that I haven't opened so many to where it's going to be difficult me looking at this, plus looking at some of the comments. I hope everyone that celebrates Thanksgiving had a nice Thanksgiving, a very relaxing day. We just hung out around the house, had a very early lunch, and then we just kind of snacked at dinner and then ate some leftovers. This is taking forever for this to load. I already had it loaded up and then it's gotten me out of it, so I'm gonna let it keep loading. I'm gonna keep moving with this one color. I'm afraid this is going to be really pixelated, and hopefully it won't be too bad. But I can already see on the top section, on the middle part, it is a little pixelated, but I think it's gonna be okay. I'm not planning on hanging this up anywhere anyway, but if I'm gonna do this, I want it to look nice. I'm trying to figure out how far over I am. Right over here at the bottom. Okay, right here. Okay, it's finally loading, and let me mark this off, because if I don't mark it off, I will forget where I am, which will not be good. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out where I stopped last time. We're gonna go to the cross stitch conversion that was on Saturday. Right here. And let's see what kind of comments I had. And I have already responded to these on YouTube, but it's always nice, I think, to read them. And then I actually have some to discuss further. So the first one is from Carrie. Carrie says, thanks for reading my comment. She's proud of how much my channel has grown, and she really enjoys listening to me and seeing my creations. She says that she doesn't do diamond art, but my creative energy inspires her to make more cards. And then she says, thank you so much, my sweet friend. So thanks so much, Carrie. And you do not have to be a diamond painter or even like diamond painting, at all, in order to enjoy my channel, because I do have several that do other things. I have some knitters that are in here, and I know nothing about knitting, but I don't have to, and they don't have to know anything about diamond painting. It's just something to keep yourself occupied while you're doing something, whether it is working on a craft. Maybe you want to clean your house and you want some company. And maybe you like making cards. So it's really a variety. I need to move this one down one. This needs to come down to, there we go. That's a variety, whatever you want to work on. And I appreciate everyone's support. Just by liking my videos, that really does help get my videos out there. It works, somehow it works with the algorithm with YouTube, and so it pushes my videos out when others click on the like button. So I think that's really cool. Let's see, I am finished that one. So thanks so much to Carrie. And let me start over here. I'm gonna get this one done. And then get this one up here. It's gonna go right there. I'm really surprised I have not confused myself horribly doing this much at one time. And this is the third time that I've done this with this many open. So, and I don't necessarily have to sit down and finish it in one sitting. And I think that's where I was getting a little off, is that I felt, well, if I open one of these, I need to go ahead and work on it. And that's not necessarily true. I can cover it back up if I don't finish it. Although I would like to finish it as I'm sitting down working on it. But if I don't, then I can do it the next day, just like I did on this one. But I probably will go back down to 6 so I can actually get something finished just in one sitting and get it done every day. The next one is from Crafty Kristyn, and she says, thanks for the shout out. She also got the Add More Zest Advent. She was tempted to open it all at once when she got it, but she held off. And Crafty Kristyn has videos on this conversion as well. And I love the one that she's working on. It is a very bright, very colorful. And so she's having videos weekly. And so I will put her information under the description as well. So you can go and check out her videos if you would like something else to watch or to listen to while you are crafting. I only have one of this color, and this is one of the reasons too why this takes me so long, because this one is so confetti heavy, and usually I don't mind the confetti, I like it, but the problem with this is I'm constantly changing colors. This one goes here. Constantly having to change colors, and so that takes time to have to pour it into your tray. And then also I'm always pouring way too many. So that one and that one. So now I'm on another color. That was only 2. And then let's see, there's nothing there, nothing at 798. 801 has quite a bit. So let me get another color and then we'll continue. All right, 801. the next one is from Lisa New. She says, hi Debbie, she thinks I should start on White Christmas in December because it's probably going to torment you until you do. Laugh out loud. Because of the colors in it, continuing on it in January would be okay too, or even in the Christmas in July event. Good luck on your decision. And yeah, Lisa is correct, as well as others. I really wanted White Christmas. I was just obsessed with getting that painting. And as soon as it restocked, I got it. So I'm really excited that I did get it. And I have been working on it. So I can't exactly say that I'm going to wait on that one until January. I thought, yeah, I can do that. Well, that didn't work out so well for me. I started working on it like a day or two after I had kitted it up. So that was kind of funny. But I did go ahead and I was able to get almost a row completed. And I made the row kind of wide. So I'm going to be working on that one again. This one goes there. I'm working on that one off and on, kind of changing it out between Sugar Plum Fairy and White Christmas, just so I can get a little bit done on each. I would love to get both of those finished by the end of December, but if I don't get White Christmas finished, I know I'm going to get Sugar Plum Fairy. That one goes by really fast because it is a Mandy Manzano and it's a lot of color blocking, but it goes by super fast, and I have gotten quite a bit done on that one already. I could have gotten it finished in November. I'm trying to prolong that one just a little bit though, since I'm doing that for our event. And I have it super blinged up. And you'll be able to see that on my month-end review. My month-end review will be on December the 1st. So I will have 2 videos coming out on December the 1st. But I'm excited for you to see my progress on that one. And also I will show you, I'll open this up and I can show you the progress on this one as well. And hopefully by then I'll have even more. I mean, we'll see, there's no guarantee, but hopefully I'll have more whenever I do go and spend a little bit of time on this weekend. I don't know how much I'll get done on this today, but I should be able to get quite a bit done on Sunday. And then I go back to work on Monday. I have been on vacation, which has been really nice, but I go back to work on Monday. So because of that, I will not get as much done. I'm going to be really busy this next week. Should go here. I'm going to be pretty busy next week, so I don't know if I will have time to do much diamond painting, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see how the week goes. I've got down here now. Right, that one goes there. Let me get to a good place and then I will continue. I wish I was good enough where I could read and also diamond paint, but unfortunately I can't. I'm just not very good at that. Okay, let's go over. I'm over here now. I need to go under here, over here, and over here. Now I'm starting to get a little wonky on this because it's starting to fill up, so it's more difficult to tell exactly where I am. That one goes. That one goes right there. Yep, right there. No. Yes, right there. And then I've got another one here. Okay. That one was a little confusing for some reason. I don't exactly know why, but that was a little confusing. And then, okay. And that one's sideways. Let me get that fixed. So I won't be able to tell what block I'm in. We are going to start decorating the house, or I should say me. My husband's going to be getting everything down from the attic. We're not going to get our tree until next week because we get a live tree. But I am going to at least start getting all the other decorations out. Probably work on that some today, depending on what time he gets up in the attic. If I don't do it today, I'll probably do it tomorrow. That way I'm not having to do the tree and getting the house decorated all on the same weekend, because it can take a while. Over the years, I've collected so many things. Which is nice. I love my Christmas decorations, but it's a lot. Okay, so now I think I am ready for another color and ready for another comment. So thanks so much, Lisa. And I will work on that one in January if I do not finish it in December. Guiding 777 says, it sounds like I want to work on White Christmas in December. Go for it. Happy Thanksgiving. And yes, I guess that my excitement spilled over when I did that video, when I did the kitting up. And I thought, if I kit this up, I know what's going to happen. I am going to start working on it. And then after I kitted it up, I thought, you know, I'm just going to put down just a couple of drills. I want to see what it looks like. Next thing I knew, I had almost a whole row done. And normally I don't like a lot of neutral colors like that. I get really bored with it. But there's so many different variations of the colors. And I just love how it's turning out. So I don't think I'm going to get bored with this one. And if I do, then I will just stop working on that one for a little bit, work on something else, and then go back to it. And usually when I do that, then I am fine. So let's see. Got this one in the wrong place here. Yep, this one goes down there. Thought that looked kind of funny. There's only 89 colors in here, and I'm just really wondering, does this really need all of this many colors or this much confetti? Because there's so many that it's in one section that only has one. I mean, like there's approximately 600 drills to a section that I like to work on. And there's only one of one color. So I'm really wondering, is that really necessary? And maybe it is. I don't know. It very well could be that it's necessary to have this much. But I just don't think that, looking at it as of right now, I don't think that it is. I just don't think that it needs to have this much confetti. All right. And just like this one, there's only like one other one here. There's like 3 of these. I'm doing a lot of the darker colors. It's on the top part here. And it starts getting lighter. And on the ends too. So now I'm on 832. It's nice that I'm able to at least move forward on this. It's always nice when I start to get to the upper numbers, because once I get to the second section of my containers, then I know I'm almost done with that section. All right, let me get 832 color here. Some of this I can really tell what it's going to be, and then others it's still forming. Oh, I had some other colors that were stuck in here. I'm gonna need to clean that out. Okay, the next one is from ILTB5974. Says, can definitely understand the nostalgia of a childhood doll, and says, my sister is 10 years younger than me and was in love with Mrs. Beasley. My special doll has always been Raggedy Ann. As a child, I had several health problems and spent a lot of time in the hospital. After an eye operation at the age of 5, my dad came into my hospital room with a Raggedy Ann that was almost bigger than I was. Even today, at the age of 67, just looking at Raggedy Ann brings me comfort. Thank you for all that you do for us. I enjoy watching your videos. And thanks so much. And I believe that this follower is a new subscriber, so I do appreciate that. And I didn't bring Mrs. Beasley out today. I had her in a couple of videos, and she was just a very special doll to me. And I also had a Raggedy Ann. I loved Raggedy Ann and Andy, but it was something about Mrs. Beasley. And it was mainly because Buffy, who was the little girl that was in Family Affair, which is where Mrs. Beasley came from, the doll. I just love Buffy. And so I guess that's why I really love Mrs. Beasley, because that was Buffy's doll. And I wanted to be just like Buffy when I was little. So I got me a Buffy doll, and every time I would, or a Mrs. Beasley doll, I would watch the show, and then I would have my Mrs. Beasley when Buffy had hers. Kind of silly, but you know, it was nostalgia. But thanks so much for sharing, and I really loved Raggedy Ann and Andy. I got my sister one when she was little, and I think she still has it. And she looked pretty raggedy, but she liked her too. All right, now I'm going to go over here. I've also kind of found out if I keep this goes here. If I'm able to keep my pattern keeper, my tablet close by to where I'm working on, I can kind of tell where I am a little better than just having it further away, if that makes sense. One goes there. It's just easy to follow along. So if you're working on one of these and you're kind of struggling a little bit, maybe if you look at it that way, that might help you as well. Oops, that one goes here. Okay, let's see. I need to get these out. I've got some blue ones stuck in here. I don't know how I did that, but I did. We got that one. We put that one down. Mark that one off. And then I need one over here. That one goes right here. And then I have another one the same color. That's gonna go over here at 1. So I mark both of those off. And I've got 2 up at the top that I missed. which is this one, that one, and then I'm gonna do this one over here, goes next to this one. There's still a lot in this section. Must be some of the higher numbers of the DMC. And I need to clean the rest of those blue ones out. Okay, so let me see what number I'm on now. I have 2 for $8.33. And sometimes I will just try to go in these little containers and get what I need out. But then sometimes the way that these containers are, it's just easier just to dump a couple out. And then that way, I don't have to sit here and just keep trying to play with it, trying to get it to load on my pen. That's going to be here. Okay, so there's that one. Now we move on to another one. 834, I have 2. I want to work on a Christmas panel, or a princess panel. I said Christmas, I got Christmas on my mind. A princess panel that I have purchased from Creatively Stitching for the pattern, and I already have everything that I need from Jada Gem Shop. I really want to do that one. I think that's going to be my next project for cross stitch conversion once I finish this one. So that's going to be like my goal. Let's get this one finished, and then once this one's finished, then I can start working on a princess panel, which should go faster because it is a Mandy Manzano. And that one will have probably a lot of color blocking. So that's going to be nice for a nice break. 907. I'm starting getting some greens. There's a lot of greens in here, a lot of blues, and a lot of browns too. Let's see. Okay, so that takes care of the comments for the last Saturdays. And then I do not know why our internet is running slow. That is not good, especially when I have to grade papers today. Definitely not looking forward to that if our internet's so slow. Okay, let's see. The next one is from Elizabeth Warman. She says, good morning from Southern California. She always enjoys my WIP Chats. And she was working on pumpkin with sunflowers this morning. And she said until the left lumbar area of her back started to hurt her. It's from an old injury. And she thought she could help her dad clean out their new pool. And ended up hurting her back because the pool hoses were really heavy. And so then she said that she should have had an MRI to see what the injury was. And she says later on she did have an MRI and realized that her back was injured. And then she also said back in my mom's day and in her day, 60s, 70s, and early 80s, that they did not diagnose girls with ADHD. It was that only boys had ADHD. They believed the female brain was smaller than the male brain. And she says that she wasn't diagnosed with ADHD until her late 50s, and that did answer a lot of questions for her. So I mentioned that my oldest daughter has a couple of disabilities, and one was a learning disability, and I've been saying for years and years that she was on the spectrum, that she was autistic in some way. She had to be. And so we had her tested twice, and both times they say they didn't see it at all. I'm like, how can you not see it? And then one of the psychologists that was doing the evaluation, she only saw her for like a couple of hours, not even that long. I think it was like 30 minutes. And she went by what the teacher said and went by a questionnaire that we all had to complete. And so that was when Paige was in middle school, was the last time we did it. And so I had her tested again because she's going to be going through a VOTEC for special needs. And so I told the psychologist, you know, what I thought. And I said, could you please, you know, take a look at this too, see what you think. So she did some extra evaluations, and she did say that Paige was autistic. And she said she could even be ADHD. And then I started thinking about it, and I thought maybe I am ADHD and I have never been diagnosed. And that's where that came from. But I'm also older too. And I'm creeping up there. I'm in my 50s. I am creeping up though. And I would just kind of like to know more about things about me. And I'm learning more and more. And especially after my dad passed away this summer, it's like I'm learning things and realizing things that I didn't even really think about until lately. And so that's how kind of all of that started. But thanks so much, Elizabeth. I always enjoy your comments. I'm trying to figure out, I'm down here. This is really starting to get confusing now because there's so many on here. And this is a pretty burnt orange. I want to make sure I'm putting these in the right place because it will look really weird if I don't. That one goes here. Let me mark these off because if I don't, I will forget, and then I'll wonder what is in that square. And it was correct, but I just didn't mark it. I have done that before and spent like 15 minutes trying to figure out, what have I done? I didn't do anything except I didn't mark the square off. Let's see. Now I'm back over 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, 5, 6. And that's going to be, I'm over this way. And I am right here. I don't know why that was so hard to find. It's right in front of me. Okay, there goes that one. All right, so let's continue. So thanks so much, Elizabeth. Then I have Kay says that she's finally finished her Summer with the Masters canvas. She did send me an email with a picture. It's absolutely gorgeous. She's now starting on her Christmas canvas. She's ready for the ride from Diamond Art Club. It is one of Diamond Art Club's Christmas kits from last year. She bought it last year at Hobby Lobby after Christmas when they really marked everything down. She's saying it's not very big. It's a 64 by 51 centimeter and it's round, so she should be able to get it done in time to enjoy it for the Christmas holiday. She says, enjoy your days off. Sounds like you plan a laid-back Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving there will be fairly small too. She says her sister, her husband, and her 2 sons will be at her house for dinner. Not a lot of cooking to do, and they order most of their food from QVC, and she highly recommends Corky's meats and St. Clair sides. And I sent a message back because Corky's is Memphis, and I am from that area. So I sent her a message back and I asked her, I said, are you referring to the Corky's that's in Memphis? And she said yes, but she said you can't order some of the meat from Corky's, you have to order it from QVC. And so that's what they did. And so she also said St. Clair, and I miss St. Clair also. That's really good on the sides. So I think that we're going to do that, not for Christmas, but I think we're going to do that sometime next year for something different. Because my husband's never had Corky's, and I really liked Corky's barbecue. And the problem with me is I love barbecue. We actually had barbecue for Thanksgiving. We're just not a turkey family. None of us really care for turkey, and I never have. So we have kind of like a very non-traditional Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean, 2 years ago, we ended up having crab legs and a crab boil. So it was quite interesting to have that on Thanksgiving, but that kind of started the trend of we want to do something different. So anyway, we ordered our barbecue locally, and barbecue in Georgia is not the same as barbecue in Tennessee, specifically Memphis barbecue. There is just nothing like Memphis barbecue, and I really do miss it a lot. But I don't go to Memphis very often anymore. There's not any need for me to go to Memphis. And if we do go, and I am planning on going sometime next year. I need to for a couple of reasons, but I'm going to go to Arkansas. So I'll go through, and that's where I grew up, was in Arkansas. So I'm going to go through Memphis, and we'll probably stay in Memphis. And I'm going to take my husband to have real barbecue, the really good stuff, because he likes barbecue too, but he's never had Memphis barbecue. So thanks so much, Kay, and I do love your Summer with the Masters canvas. It was so pretty. Renee Stevens 7720 says, "Hi Debbie and everyone. It's going to be me and my husband for Thanksgiving this year. I have been working on my Mandy Manzano painting and sewing. She was diagnosed with ADD in school year 95-96, 5th grade. She doesn't know how long it had been before then, and she was a quiet one and did not misbehave, so she was brushed under the rugs. She says someday it can be struggle to have ADD and trying to explain to someone who does not have it what is going on top of having ADD. She has 4 bulging discs from a car accident in 2019, depression, anxiety, vitamin D deficiency, and she says, hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And the bulging discs are absolutely horrible. I've never had bulging disc. I've had family members that have, but I had a ruptured disc years and years ago, and I ended up having to have surgery. And I heard that a ruptured disc isn't nearly as bad as a bulging. Because the ruptured, it's already ruptured, it's gone. It's just kind of, it just makes you hurt until you have the surgery, I guess. But I can't imagine having that much pain. And I have a high tolerance for pain, so I really feel for you. Sounds very, very painful. And I really appreciate your comments. And it's interesting how things have changed, like medical-wise, how now it seems like it's easier to get a diagnosis than it was years ago. And I grew up, basically, I was in high school in the early 80s, and then I went to college. I'm over one. I thought, where am I? I'm doing this again. I guess it's easy to get lost. There we go. And doctors in Arkansas too, they were different than doctors who were in larger cities. I was in a very rural city, and they just didn't diagnose anything, really. And we realized that later on, after the fact, after it was too late on some things from other family members. So it was very different growing up for me than it is for my kids, and I'm glad. Let's see. Lisa Anu says, Hi, Debbie. Glad to hear Paige is enjoying her job. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. And yes, she is so excited to have her little job. It means it's very important to her. And I did not realize that having a job would be that important to her. I didn't even know if she would even want to have a job. And at first, when I told her that she had an opportunity for a job, she wasn't sure if she wanted to do it. And so I said, you ought to just give it a chance, see if you like it. If you don't like it, then you don't have to stay. And now it's like, it's so funny because she's always telling me, I've got to go and wash my work clothes, make sure I'm ready for work. And she works 2 days a week, which that is absolutely perfect for her. She does not need to work any more than that. All right, so there is that one. That one. I need to put these two here. Okay. She's enjoying her job and it's been really good for her. So I am very excited about that. That it's been really good for her to be able to get out, be able to work, make a little bit extra money, and feel that what she's doing is making a difference. And it definitely is. Hopefully she will continue to like it. She did work on Black Friday and she said it was extremely busy. And I told her that it would be. I knew it would. And it was because where she works is close to a mall. And so that in itself, people were going shopping and then they would go in and her place where she's working. And so it was really busy. But it was good for her. My dog is playing with her toy. She's not in pain. She's not fighting anybody. I always like to say that because sometimes people will hear and think something's wrong with this dog. No, nothing's wrong with her. That's just how she plays. She loves her little rag dolls. Thinking of special dolls and toys and things. My dog has a little toy that she likes. And it's looking really rough. I don't know what we're going to do because that's her favorite one. And I can't find one like it. I've tried, can't find a doll that looks like it or anything. And it doesn't matter if I did find one. She's going to know the difference. So I don't know what we're going to do when that one is... It's pretty much about had it now. But she likes to throw it up in the air. She's got other toys. And she just doesn't play with those. So I don't know. We'll have to figure it out, I guess. All right, so there's that one. All right, so now I'm done with 920. And let's see. The next color... Molly Grace, stop that. Now she's trying to get into some paper. When she gets bored, I can always tell. She's very active, and if she gets bored, she just starts getting into things. It's the only time she really gets into anything, when she's bored. All right, the next one is from Deborah Allender. Says, I'm excited to hear about Paige's success with her job. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and thanks so much, Deborah. And the next one is from Crafty-ish Kristyn. Says, napping is awesome. It feels like you're almost doing something naughty sometimes. And totally agree on that one. I don't know what it is about naps, but on Sundays, I sometimes will just stretch out, and I may not even fall asleep, but I am resting on Sunday afternoons. I'll do some of my cards, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and then I go take a break, and when I do, I'm like, oh, let's take a nap. but it's just something about naps. I don't know. But how about you guys? Do you like to nap? When I was little, I absolutely hated it. I didn't want to nap for anything. And I was not a napper at all. But now that I am, I don't want to say older, because I started enjoying taking naps when I was in my like 20s and 30s, especially when I was in college. That was a thing that got me through, because I would have some late night study sessions and I would nap during the day. And I guess that's what really started me on napping, is that I would nap during the day and then I would stay up late and study. But I did better to retain information, especially if I had to memorize. If I did it later in the night, and then I would have it on my mind in the morning. So I may even take a nap tomorrow. We'll see. It's been a while since I've taken a nap. What is my top? Oh, there it is. Okay, so the next one's 934. We're just moving right along here. There's got to be a lot of colors, some color blocking in here, because I'm getting closer to the end of this first section of my colors. The next one is from Lori Joseph, 8478, says, "Hi Debbie, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. She always enjoys hearing about what you all are doing. She's been working along on her Thanksgiving WIP while listening to me. She's about to complete an Everything Give Thanks by Diamond Art Club. It is a beautiful one, and she's really enjoyed it. Confetti heavy, which she loves." And I almost bought that one. I didn't, but I almost did. And it looked to be really heavy confetti, and I've mentioned confetti on this a couple times. And if you're not familiar with that term, confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area. And color blocking is the opposite. Color blocking is where you have a lot of colors in one area. And this one is definitely heavy on the confetti. And I do prefer more confetti than I do color blocking. I just finished a cute canvas. It was small, but it was a cute canvas. It's a 40 by 40, but it was so much color blocking that I thought, man, I'll be glad when I have to get into some of this confetti, because the color blocking was starting to bore me. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but it was really starting to bore me a little bit. All right, there's that one. But it's nice to have a mixture. Have some color blocking, some confetti in a canvas, or at least that's what I like to do. So thanks, Lori. I'm so glad you finished. I'm sure by now you have finished and everything. Give thanks, because that's been about 3 days. Christina 406 Diamond says, "Hi Debbie, happy Thanksgiving. It will be a small holiday for us. Let's see, just her husband, youngest daughter, a couple of friends of theirs, and they just got back from Tennessee, seeing their oldest daughter and their granddaughters, so no traveling for them. And she's currently working on 2 kits for 2 different events. She's happy to hear that Paige is enjoying her job. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday." Thanks, Christina, and glad you got back safe. We definitely don't like to travel during the holidays, and we really don't. We haven't in years. There was a time we would travel to Tennessee every holiday, or every Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the two. And as a kid, started getting a little bit older, we decided that, we wanted them to be home. They wanted to wake up, to have Santa at home. That was when they still were young enough to believe in Santa. And that they just liked being in their bed, in their house. And so that's what we ended up doing. And we said, anyone that wants to come to our house is more than welcome, but we want to be home. And we're still that way. And my kids are grown. My oldest is going to be coming home for Christmas. I'm really excited about that. I am so glad that she's going to be coming home. She moved a year ago at Thanksgiving, and I've seen her once for a very short time since then. So it's going to be nice to have her home for a few days. And we're going to go shopping. She wants to go and look at wedding dresses. I told her that I think it's just a little bit too early because they're not getting married until 2025. I said, you'll change your mind. And I don't know if she needs to buy it in Georgia, because if she wants to have it altered or anything, I mean, I guess she can have it altered in South Dakota, but they're talking about getting married in California. So we will start making plans, but I think it's just a little bit too early. But I don't know, because I've never had a plan really for a wedding. When I had my first wedding, my aunt and my mom pretty much planned it, and my stepmother. And I was young. I didn't know. I told them what I wanted, and that's kind of what we did. It was, small wedding. And then when I got married the second time, we went to Gatlinburg and got married there, just some really close family and friends. And that was because we had already been married before, both of us, and we didn't want to have anything large. The kids were heavily involved in our wedding, which I loved. That was very special, but I never had planned like a big wedding. So I don't know. She is working with one of her best friends who is a wedding planner. And so they're talking, I think this goes right there. They've been talking, and so she's giving her some suggestions. When her best friend got married, Maddie was the maid of honor, so she saw some things that she wanted. She saw some things that they did that she didn't want. So I thought that was really cool. That way she knew it helped her, that she knew what she wanted to do, and gave her some really good ideas. So I was glad for that, but I just think that might be a little early. I know you have to plan early because a lot of the venues do tend to fill up very quickly. The one that they want does fill up really quickly, especially in the month that they wanted their wedding. So they did go ahead and get that taken care of. And it will be fun to look at wedding dresses. And I don't know when she'll be able to come back. So that's something that I hope we have time to do, just so we can see, what she's looking at, what she likes, what she doesn't like. I think that will be really important. Let's see. That there. I think my dog is now starting to snore. I'm close to finishing this little section, so that's going to be nice. Gotten more done than I thought that I was going to get done. So that's even better. I'm trying to get some of this through here. I put these down and have not. Let's see, I already did that one. There's a lot of this color, so that's definitely a plus, $9.39. Let's see. And then Deborah Call says, Happy Thanksgiving. If company weren't coming, she'd stay in her pajamas too. And I mentioned on my WIP Chat, I said, it's going to be such low key in our house for Thanksgiving that I think I was just going to stay in my pajamas all day. And I was kind of halfway kidding, but I ended up staying in my pajamas all day. And that was nice. And so Paige asked me, it was so funny, she came downstairs and she noticed that, I was still in my pajamas, and she said, Are you feeling okay? I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. Why? She said, well, you're still in your pajamas. I'm like, well, yeah, I kind of sort of am, but that's okay. Because I never do that. So she thought it was kind of strange. I said, but you know, it was just a nice day. It was, well, it was a cold day, but it was a nice day to be snuggled up under my blanket. I read some, diamond painted some. I didn't have to cook a whole lot, and so that made it even nicer. Very low key. All right, so I'm almost done. I want to put this one down here because I do not want to lose my place, which I have a feeling I'm going to be. Okay, that ends all of the comments. And thanks everybody that did comment. It's always nice to hear from you guys. And even if you don't feel comfortable commenting, just by watching, that makes me happy. Okay, let's see. I have just a few left on these, but I think that I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm trying to see how long we've been talking. Yeah, we are past the hour. I seem to be going to like an hour and 15 on these, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. I think that you would like it here. And again, you won't see this one until, you'll see it in December for my work in progress and my review for November, but you will not see me working on this until January. But stay tuned because I will have a video a day. I hope that you enjoy those. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.